Hello everyone. Now in this lesson we'll be adding animation. Whenever we click on the mouse or touch on the screen, we want our bird to play a little flapping wings animation. So how can we do that? We'll click on, first of all, we're gonna do two things. We're gonna add two windows. We're gonna go to window and we're gonna go to animation. We're gonna add an animation window and we're gonna dock it right here. I think right here is pretty good. You can dock it wherever you like, however. Now go to animation and go to animator. Dock it right here if you want. Now I'll go to scene and I'm going to select my bird. I'm gonna select the thing that I'm animating. So I already have two frames of my bird. So I'm just gonna go to transparent fly and I'm gonna select the frames that I want to animate. First of all, I'm gonna select the first frame, then the second frame. I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna put them in the bird right here. Now it'll show create new animation. It'll open a window. It says create a new animation. So now you want to select the place that you save the animation in. So what should you do? Well, you should create a new folder. That's what I do. Call it, that's in Arabic. Call it anim. And call it, you know what? Call the animation flying. Pretty cool. Now if we go to the animator and we have the bird selected, we have the flying animation right here. But as you can see, it's the normal animation. So like it's selected as the layer default state. We don't want this to be the default state. We don't want him to be flying always. We just want him to flap his wings at a certain point in time. So how are we gonna do this? We're just gonna go right here. I'm gonna go create new animation, create new clip. I call it idle. We're gonna set it right here. We're gonna right click and set as layer default state. Now this will be the default state. But the thing is, in this animation, there's nothing. So it won't do anything. It'll still stay the exact same as he is. So now what should we do? So when should he be able to flap his wings or play this flying animation? We should have something to tell whenever he's playing we should have a boolean variable to tell if he should play the animation or not. So right here in parameters, go to parameters and go to add a bool. Let's name it, for example, clicked. Or you can make a better name than that. Naming is not really my thing. I'm gonna select on make transition and I'm gonna make a transition from idle to flying. Now we have a lot of options right here, but I'm just gonna disable has exit time and I'm gonna set the transition duration to 0.1. Perfect. Now I'm gonna select the make transition again and I'm gonna set it back to the flying idle animation. I'm gonna disable exit time again and I'm gonna set it as 0.1 transition duration. Now right here we have the conditions. If their conditions are met, you will go to the animation that you're making a transition towards. Now if the conditions are met here, you're gonna go back from this layer to the idle layer. So just click on conditions. I'm gonna add it right here. I'm gonna select if clicked is true, then go to flying. And right here, if clicked is false, then go to idle. Alright, so when is clicked true and when is clicked false? We have to know that. We have to assign that in code. So we're gonna go back to scene. We're gonna say, first of all, click on Control S, go to player controller, and right now if we see right here, after we added the animations, after we added the frames, it added an animator component. This is the animator right here, and this is the animator component. This is the controller. This is what it's called bird. So now what are we gonna do? We're gonna call this component, so we're gonna call it private animator, and we're gonna call it anim. Perfect. So what does anim equal? Anim equals get components animator. Perfect. Now, if input.getMouse button down 0, then we want the animator to play the animation. So what are we gonna type right here? Or you know what? This is getting a bit too taller. We're gonna type in another line of code right here. So you know what we're gonna do? we're gonna just take this, Control X, and let's make a method. Just like how there's a void update method, we can make our own method. Why not? So void clicked on mouse. We're gonna call it this method, clicked on mouse. Now we're gonna add rb.velocity. We're gonna take the line of code that was here. I'm gonna paste it here. And now let's add an anim.set bool. We're gonna call the bool. So what was the bool again? It was, I think it was clicking or something. We're gonna go to the animator. We're gonna copy the exact same name, clicked, or you can just type it in. You can just type it in, clicked equals true. So if clicked on mouse, then clicked equals true. Now we're just gonna bring this right here and just gonna type clicked on mouse. And that's it. So if you press on the left click, this method will execute. What's inside this method? These lines of code are inside this method. They're gonna execute, else, what do we want to do? Else, we want anim dot set bool clicked the exact same way we typed it in as false. We could make it another method, but it's really short. It's not worth it. So now let's go back into the Unity editor and let's play. And as we can see right here, the animation plays. Whenever we click, the animation plays and it stops playing. Exactly. Okay, that was really cool. This was a quick little demonstration on how animation works in Unity, and we finished this lesson. Thank you for watching this lesson. I will see you in the next one.